Since we don't have a PA on the show, I'm trying to get, clean as we go. I don't have a PA. I'm like, hey, I got to clean this up or I'm going to be cleaning all this when you guys leave. We're going to make mozzarella sticks, except we're going to make them bigger. We're going to make them have more flavor. And we're going to put them with a sun-dried tomato smoky aioli and some marinara sauce. So you don't want to spend $10.95. You don't want to spend $11.95. You want to buy all the ingredients yourself and make $75 mozzarella sticks. But these are going to be, like everything else I do, not just regular mozzarella sticks. These are going to have so much flavor. They're going to taste so fresh. And they're going to be one of those things that you're like, I should make my own mozzarella sticks more often. So let's talk mozzarella sticks. Have you ever been to a restaurant and said to yourself, you know what? I'm not going to get those mozzarella sticks. The menu comes, you're like, you know what? No mozzarella sticks for me. It's never happened. It's not gonna happen. Everyone loves mozzarella sticks. You always order them, they're always there, and they always hit every single time. So these are gonna be a lot cooler, a lot more fresh, and a lot more fun. Let's get into it. First we're gonna do is we're gonna bread our mozzarella sticks and then we're gonna make a sun-dried tomato smoky aioli. But I wanna get these mozzarella sticks breaded first so we can get them in the fridge so they can kind of take like, I don't know, take like a beat, maybe 10 minutes just to kind of like get back to cold because I don't want them exploding in our oil. So first let's bread our mozzarella sticks and then we'll make our aioli. First thing you need is to chop up some herbs because we're gonna mix our herbs in with our panko breadcrumbs. So it's just gonna have a little more herbaceous bite, it's gonna be a little more fresh. Panko can be really kind of like, depending what you're getting, is coarse. So I just take my panko and I kind of give it a little squeeze and I kind of rub it in between each other to kind of make it not so flaky. Kind of breaks it down a little bit, just give it a little squeeze. I'm using chives, parsley, and thyme because that's what I have. You have rosemary, throw rosemary in there. You have fresh oregano, throw some fresh oregano in there. So chives. Normally you wouldn't put like chives into your panko herb breadcrumbs, but guess what? I had chives, so I want to put some chives in there. There's no rules. As soon as you realize there's no rules, then you can really start having fun. And that applies to life also. Let's do our parsley. Little stem is fine, a lot of stem, not fine. This is just gonna add a little more flavor, a little more like homemade freshness. We're gonna throw our thyme in with our parsley as we mince it up. So I don't have to separate them and mince them both separately. We have our panko. We're gonna season that with a little bit of salt, a little pepper. Do our flour and our egg wash. We're gonna season the flour up with garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of salt, pepper, and oregano. Basically make these mozzarella sticks have the most flavor you can ever possibly get out of a mozzarella stick. We're gonna shove flavor all over these things. A little oregano in with our flour, onion powder into our flour. Gonna give it some really nice flavor. Onion and garlic powder are like kind of natural ways to make umami. That's why they're kind of in everything you see that when you look at the back of a package, you're like, this is so good. What's in there? There's always onion and garlic powder. Salt, generous amount. Black pepper. Give that a little stir up. So we're gonna do a little eggs and we're gonna add water. Salt, black pepper, and a little water. We're gonna whisk up our eggs and kind of incorporate it into the water so we can have our egg wash. Season our eggs, a little salt. Just incorporate your herbs into your panko. Okay, so you wanna do kind of semi-soft, not too hard mozzarella, not too soft, kind of like Goldilocks mozzarella is what you want. Because if you use like buffalo mozz, it's like super soft and has that lot of like moisture content, a lot of water to it. That is gonna explode in your fryer and it's just gonna like limp out and just melt everywhere. But you don't want too hard of mozzarella that's, has no moisture in it so it doesn't get that cheese pull. You want a good, just like kind of medium, part skim mozzarella. This is gonna work perfectly. I don't just want to do regular mozzarella sticks. That's boring. Let's do big mozzarella sticks. These mozzarella sticks, let's learn together. What do we want? Tell you what, let's go in half first, and then we'll decide from there. This is good mozzarella. If we want them this big, that might be a little too much. That's a little egregious. Let's go this big. These are going to be pretty big mozzarella sticks, but that's going to be really fun. We're gonna trim up our mozzarella sticks. And there's our beautiful, beautiful sticks, gargantuan sticks of mozzarella. Let's go with our breading station mozzarella in the flour, and then your egg wash. Get those sides, get those ends right there, get everything in that egg wash and that flour, because that's what's gonna make this panko stick to it. So you really wanna make sure it's coated. Kind of bury this, because you do not want this to melt and come apart in your fryer oil. So then we're gonna take it and we're gonna go back into the egg wash, back into the breadcrumbs. We're gonna do a double breading on these guys, because we do not want this cheese to squirt out the sides. We wanna really make sure it's coated. All right, so just double breaded, beautiful, huge mozzarella sticks. Let's not get carried away here. So I'm only gonna do 3 because these are huge. These are gonna go in our freezer. We're gonna freeze them for about 25 to 30 minutes because I don't want them to get in the fryer oil and just melt. So we're gonna freeze them up a little bit so they kind of stiffen back up and they can take that fryer oil heat a little better. So freezer 25, 30 minutes depending on your freezer. Let's make our sun-dried tomato smoky aioli. It's gonna go beautifully with these fresh mozzarella sticks. So kind of similar to this, at my old restaurant, I did truffle cheese curds. So like cheese curds are super Midwest. They're like fried little pieces of cheese and like bubble and squeak, they call them when you fry them. So what I did on my menu was these truffle cheese curds, and I served them with this sun-dried tomato smoky aioli, and people went nuts for them. So I'm gonna give the recipe to you. It is so simple that it's crazy. First thing we're gonna do is go in with our sun-dried tomatoes, then our mayo, then a little bit of liquid smoke, salt, pepper, teardrop of lemon juice, and we're gonna be done. Let's go. I'm just doing the easy version of it. If we're making our own mozzarella sticks, there's gotta be something you put some, heart and time and energy into, and something that's super easy. I can't just make it the whole thing complex. So I'm always trying to do a mix of something kind of a little more complex and something a little bit easier. All these recipes I want you to see are basically, this isn't just recipes that you can, all the recipes that you can find online. Everyone's doing the same recipe. I want to do something for like those home cooks that are like, you're kind of a good home cook. You're a decent home cook, and now you want to kind of level up a little bit. That's what these videos are for. That's what my cooking's for. So we're gonna kind of level it up. We don't need to make our own aioli for this. So the thickest mayonnaise you can find in the restaurant, we call it heavy duty mayonnaise when you order it. So heavy duty mayonnaise into our blender. Sun-dried tomatoes. Now these are kind of soft. You can get those sun-dried tomatoes that come in the bags and they're really hard. You're gonna wanna rehydrate them with some water. These ones came packed in oil, so they're already kind of soft, so those are going in. And this is liquid smoke. Now liquid smoke is exactly what it sounds like. It's like liquid smokiness. Exactly like a chimney, like kind of like a smoky, like hot dog cart. And it tastes a little like hot dog water. But when you mix it in with something, it loses that hot dog water flavor. It just comes off kind of smoky. So we're gonna go in with about, I would say, a half a teaspoon. Let's do our salt, our pepper. Normally I didn't put Aleppo in this when I made it for my restaurant, but I have some leftover Aleppo. It's delicious and it's sweet and it's got a tiny, tiny pinch of heat, but it's more sweetness. It's got so much flavor, and that's gonna go so well in this. So, but I had some, so I wanted to make it as delicious as possible, so I threw it in. Black pepper, beautiful lemons from the front yard. So I would say about half a teaspoon lemon juice. Yeah, you're smelling that smoke. That's the smoky. That's how smoky that stuff is. That's why it's only half a teaspoon. Whenever you add fat, like mayonnaise or anything like that, that completely takes flavors and it just like mutes them. So fat mutes flavors. So you just want to remember fat mutes flavors. So always retest and retaste. So let's taste this. That is smoky. That is tomatoey. Honestly, I think it's perfect. Could use a pinch more lemon juice. That's it. We're really cooking here. These recipes are adapting to us. Try this now. That's perfect. That is smoky. That earthiness of the sun-dried tomatoes that have a lot of tomato flavor. That lemon juice just cleans the whole thing up and kind of brightens it up on your palate. And the fat of the mayonnaise, this is gonna be like perfect for dipping a mozzarella stick in. That's good. So these huge, huge monstrosities have been in the freezer for about 28 minutes, 30 minutes. We're gonna go into a 400-degree fryer. Most likely people would say like go 350, 375, but I really wanna sear in that like golden brown, crispy color of the mozzarella sticks. So we're going 400 at first. And it's gonna drop it down to like 375 because this is a small pot of oil. So one in, get this other guy in, and here's our third guy. Whenever you're doing this at home, you have fryer oil, always fill it up less than halfway up. All that moisture is escaping and it's raising this oil to about like right about there. So that's, you don't want to overflow the oil and have it go everywhere, obviously. Halfway up, a little less than halfway, and you'll always be fine. So we're gonna let these fry away. Look at those, that's looking perfect. That is beautiful. Check out these bad boys. Huge, beautifully golden, crispy. I can smell those herbs and that cheese. The cheese actually has a smell. The cheese is coming out, the herbaceousness, that golden fry in there is coming out. And look at that, you get that little almost like tempura-esque from the panko coming out from the double breading. We're gonna plate these up pretty simply. Just have a little tray. I'm just gonna stack these up. Look at this. We're gonna garnish with a little more salt, Parmesan, just raining over the top of these guys. Look at that. And this is 2-year aged Parmesan. That's where you get that high end, low end. You know, we're using really top quality ingredients here. Look at this. This is fun. I'm having a good time with this. Serving it with our marinara sauce, our smoky sun-dried tomato aioli, and a little bit of dried oregano. I even like to get the dried oregano on the sauces too a little bit, just a little bit of everywhere. And there you have it. This is gargantuous, huge mozzarella sticks with a smoky sun-dried tomato aioli and a little Parmesan, a little oregano, and these are ready to enjoy. This is fun for the whole family. This is really cool. I'm actually really excited about digging into these. First thing I'm gonna do is, I mean, I know everybody loves that cheese pull, but why wouldn't you love a cheese pull like this? Look at this. That is what we want. This is what America is all about. It is oversized food and a guy like me telling you how to do it. Let's dip this guy in that smoky tomato aioli. Look at a little marinara in there. That smoky tomato aioli with that cheese, you get a little of that smoke, that earthiness of that sun-dried tomato, and it goes so well with that melted cheese, that crispy golden crust of that panko, all those herbs, that goes so well together. Now I'm gonna do it with a classic marinara bite. The marinara, I mean, so classic. This is something you don't have to make. We're already having a fun time making all this stuff. This is just store-bought marinara that I'm just dipping mozzarella sticks in, and it's hard to go wrong with the classic marinara. But I'm telling you what, man, you give me smoky sun-dried tomato aioli with mozzarella sticks, I'm gonna have it every single time. Make this, tell me what you think, try this at home. Hey guys, Brad Miller here. Thanks so much for watching my recipe videos. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and it keeps me making these really fun videos for you guys, because that's honestly what I love to do. I love making really fun recipe videos for all you guys. So like, subscribe, and hey, comment below and let me know what you guys want to make, what you guys think. Just keep rocking and rolling with it.